Welcome back to another killer concept. Now, today is another one of my own one, and it is slightly styled after a film that I watched when I was a lot younger. You may have heard of it. It's called Jumper. It's about a guy that has the ability to teleport, and he lives behind little portals and that lot that people hunt him doing that lot. If you get the chance to watch it, have a good look at it. I really enjoyed it myself. But yeah, he's this killer is somewhat based off of them, so why don't we get right into it? Should we say jump right into it with, well, Jumper. So a bit of basic information as always. He's a 4.6 meters per second killer with a 24 meter terror radius. So he's fast and nimble, but also quiet. So you're definitely going to need to keep an eye out for this guy. He is average height, however, and his weapon isn't anything fancy. He's just a normal person, so all he has is a pocket knife with him. Now, his ability is called Leap of Faith. It is an ability that can only be activated when something else is met. And that something else that needs to be met is that character falling. He has to be falling for him to be able to activate his ability, which can be from any height. He can vault over a building and fall that way, jump off of a building however he wants, and he can use his ability then. Or, say you're on a completely flat map and there's nowhere for you to jump off of. You can literally jump in the air and use the ability as well as you're falling down. Although, unfortunately, your ability is not quite as strong if you just do a jump. Anyway, as we fall from a great height and you use your ability, you teleport to the closest gen being worked on by survivors. When you teleport there, you actually teleport in the air and you fall down a little bit. When you fall down and slam on the ground, you damage generators by up to 20% and have it as an increased regen compared to the usual. And as we know, most survivors nowadays, they'll see that and they'll quickly sort that out before they go in. But still, 20% digression straight away is incredibly powerful. Unfortunately, once you have activated that jump, you are stunned for a few seconds. This basically means that you can't just jump on top of the survivors and be like, hello, and kill them straight away. It seemed a bit unfair on there, and so you are stunned for a few seconds. About as long as what you'd be if you'd miss an attack. Now, like I said, you can activate this ability by just jumping in the air normally. That does teleport you to where the survivors are, thankfully. Unfortunately, it does not do the slam ability, which means it does not damage the generator at all. Though, on a positive note, the stun is much shorter because you haven't fallen as far. Which means that it has its benefits. If you want to be in a chase real quickly, just do a jump and do it. If you want to cause damage, fall from a greater height. That's all you gotta do. Without further ado, why don't we get on into his perks. Perk 1 is Nothing Left. So this guy in the film, he was a thief. He stole a lot of things. So, his character is going to steal a lot of things from the survivors in this as well. By having this perk on, it means that when survivors spawn with items attached onto them, they're either completely depleted or on the brink of being depleted. Though, to make it balanced and fair on that lot, this does disappear once they've been hooked. So if they keep hold of that item and you end up hooking them as a killer, that item then gets full replen. And this does work consistently. So as long as they have a completely depleted item on them, they can replen it. So it is beneficial for the survivors, but obviously they can only be hooked so many times. The next step is Hex Leap of Faith. I couldn't think of another way to have this one, so I used it as the same name as the ability, and I thought it was funny. When survivors fall and land from a great height, they will have deep wound inflicted upon them, though for the first 2 seconds they are protected. This is just so that you cannot just have them drop from a straight height and be following them and just slash them straight away and get them down. Seems a bit mean, which is why they have 2 seconds protection after they land. They don't get the speed boost, they just get the 2 seconds of protection. Perk 3, Heavy Impact. Like I said, from a high Like I said, when you fall from a great height, you impact the ground and cause damage to the generators. This is a nod to that, though in a slightly different way. Your lunge attacks inflict deep wound on their own, and when you down a survivor, you take away 15% of their bleed out timer. So if they're on 100%, then you want to knock it down 15% from there. So that would be, quick maths, 85, roughly. But say they're on 50% health, it would be 15% of that. Do not ask me what that is, because I have no idea. Mental arithmetic was never my strong suit. But yeah, it's basically designed to cause more problems. I thought it'd be very, very fun. You could definitely pair this with coup de grace, and that would be a devastating combo, making people constantly run and get in deep wound just for fun. Now, as what we've been doing lately, I'm incorporating their lore into the main video. So without further ado, let's get right on to their lore. So just like the films that this guy is based off of, he is a thief, as I said. And, well, every thief has an end of a line. In him, well, he got cornered and he ended up getting to the end of his line. He was trapped in a corner, police were searching for him, along with a gang that he'd kind of pissed off by stealing some stuff from them. Basically, he was stuck down this alley, and it was only moments before they were coming around the corner to get him. One or the other. Now that we're going to be safe for him. Something inside of him, however, told him that all he needed to do was jump and think of somewhere else, and he'd be safe. Well, he was desperate in this moment, whether it was his brain causing tricks on him, or whether it was a real offer of being able to move out of there just by jumping. What else could he have to lose other than prison or death, depending on who were the first ones to come around that corner? So that's what he did. He jumped in the air and thought of Miami. He'd only seen pictures of it on postcards and through, TV and that lot. But he always wanted to go. And he thought, well, if I can go anywhere just by thinking about it, and he thought it was a great way to test how far extreme this would go, he thought Miami. As he started lowering from his jump, and he hit the ground, he got a puff of sand flash up into his face. Now where he was in the middle of a dense city, nowhere near the coast, nowhere near any sand for that matter. So having sand flick onto his face made him open his eyes, made him see his surroundings. There he was, right on Miami Beach. And he realised he could do a lot with this ability. He wanted to see if it was just a one-time thing, so he closed his eyes again and thought of somewhere very, very far to see how well this would work. He'd seen a lot of British TV shows, so he knew what London looked like. He knew what Big Ben looked like. He knew what the Eye looked like. And of course, the bridge. He thought of the bridge, jumped, and then within seconds, he was right there in the middle of the street. Just there. Everyone nowadays never pays any attention to what's going on around them, so nobody noticed that a man just appeared out of nowhere. He thought he could use this to his advantage. After all, he is a thief. So he started going places, checking banks, checking other places as well. Jewelry stores, Rolex stores, all those type of places that have got high-end stuff that would be incredibly useful. He took pictures in them, feigning, oh, I just wanted to see what items you got, and showing them off to his friends. Nobody else batted an eye. And in regards to banks, well, he can be a concerned citizen wanting to know if his money is worthwhile being protected by this bank, to see what the security systems are like. Now that does raise some flags sometimes, but they'll still let you do it. After all, who's going to appear here out of the blue and disappear out of the blue? And that's exactly what he did. He started robbing this place and that place, here, there and everywhere. He also started leaving a calling card. A spring. After all, he was now a jumper, jumping from place to place. Though, The voice that told him that he was originally able to jump started talking to him once more. First of all, he didn't want to believe him or listen to him, so he stopped. The voice told him to go certain places, harm certain people, even kill others, and he ignored it. He ignored it for all but 1 week, because at the end of that week, he couldn't jump anymore. As it was, his power was waning, getting weaker and weaker, and he realised whatever this voice was the whole reason he could jump from place to place. So he started listening to it. He accepted that wherever it told him to go, whoever it told him to harm or kill, he would have to do. But he always needs to leave his calling card. It's not something that he can't do anymore. So, he goes around killing people in the name of this voice in his head. This God that gave him the power to teleport and do whatever he wanted with his life. He almost got caught a few more times. He ran and disappeared in the blink of an eye. One of these times, as he was jumping from place to place trying to find something, he suddenly jumped and landed in a very strange place. He landed right in front of a generator where some people were working on it. They all looked up at him in horror. They had no idea what was going on. Neither did he. All he heard was the voice in his head. Kill them. They are your new targets. A smile crept onto his face as he looked at the two survivors, as he said, "Well, kiddos, I'll give you a head start." And that is the story of the jumper. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you've been enjoying this series. I do still have more killer concepts I'm going to be putting out, so please stay tuned and I will be getting them out. If any of you guys have any you'd like me to do based off of any movie, film, TV show. I said movie and film together, but that's fine. Book series. I will definitely always have a look into them. As best as what I can, look into their lore and all that type of stuff, and I'll do my best to make a character around them for you. But if you're enjoying what you're seeing, don't forget to leave a like. It helps out a lot and lets me know that you're enjoying what you're seeing. Like I said, put in the comments of something that you like, or just talk to me in there. I'll try and get back to every one of my comments. And don't forget to subscribe to see more stuff coming out. Don't forget to also check out my new... Don't forget to also check out the new Discord server. Ooh, brand new. And on top of that, we also do streaming every Saturday night. So around midnight English time. Because I am English. Toodle pip. Anyway, this Cerberus is gonna, well, jump right into editing this one apparently. Ow!